Hi guys, welcome to another edition of Football Family Feuds. And today you're going to get to know a little bit more about me and Zane and our Chelsea journey. So it's always good to get to know the people who are bringing you the content. So I hope you find this quite useful, and this is quite personal to us, so enjoy the video. But before that guys, you know what to do.
Like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on all post notifications so you don't miss any of the videos that we post. And if you guys like the video, we might do a Q&A in the future.
Okay. Alright, so Zane's going to ask me some questions and I'll throw them back at Zane as well. So off you go.
Why do you choose to support Chelsea?
Well, the reason I started supporting Chelsea was because my family were all Chelsea. I come from a large family. I got 7 brothers and 3 sisters, 6 brothers and 3 sisters. 2 of them remained in Jamaica. That's where my parents came from, and they originally moved to Badham. And my parents weren't really football fans; they're more cricket supporters. And so a couple of my brothers started supporting Chelsea, the fashionable side in London. So when we actually eventually moved to South Norwood, which is close to Crystal Palace, and there was Chelsea all chalk all around my house with my brothers. Even my sisters has pictures of some of the Chelsea players. Butch Ray Wilkins. I saw pictures of him on the wall, and so yeah, that's the reason why I supported Chelsea. So over to you, Zane. Why do you support Chelsea?
I just support Chelsea because remember the team that I grew up watching, because the Chelsea match was always on TV. I was when I grew more knowledgeable about football, I was Chelsea good. And my brother kept switching teams, and then he was supporting Chelsea at one point, and then we were all supporting Chelsea. We started to support Man United and Arsenal. And I was like, oh, should I support Chelsea or Arsenal? But then I saw Arsenal play, I was
Wise decision, lads. Wise decision. And blue's your favourite colour. You forgot to mention that.
Yeah. At first, I had 2 favourite colours, blue and red. And then it started to be blue and gold, and then it would just start to be blue, and then it was gold.
See, blue and gold. What I'm wearing now. I don't think you got blue and gold.
I have a little bit of gold.
A little bit of gold. Okay. So I'll ask the next question to you, then you can throw it back at me. So who have been your boyhood Chelsea heroes?
Well, Drogba, Lampard, John Terry, Eden Hazard.
Okay.
Diego Costa, because he was scoring all the goals. And
so that's quite a few, isn't it? Yeah. I only had 2. And obviously Ray Wilkins, I mentioned him before. He was our captain. Guess how old he was when he became captain of Chelsea?
19.
Oh, you're close. 18.
Oh, I saw that with Chelsea.
Yeah, 18 years old, and he was a captain. He was our best player. Back then, I started supporting Chelsea in the 70s. Chelsea were rubbish. Absolutely useless. And he was my boyhood hero. He had lots of skill, lots of class, and obviously at that young age, 18, leadership qualities too, to be the captain of Chelsea. So he was my main man. And the second guy may surprise a few people. His name, can you remember his name? I told you about him before.
What position was Ray Wilkins?
He was a central mid. And the other guy was another central mid.
I know. He was Zola.
No. Zola was a lot long. When I was supporting Chelsea, I was quite old when Zola came. Older, I should say, not old. So the other guy was a guy called Gary Stanley, and he used to live on the road next to Grandma.
Oh yeah.
Enmore Road. So he's having a footballer living the road next to you for the team that you support. It was fantastic.
So you got to see him?
I actually. Everyone said there's a guy called Gary Stanley living on our road, on the road next to us. I kept looking out for this guy. I didn't see him. But one day I was in a shop. I was in a sweet shop, and guess who walked in? Gary Stanley walked in.
Was he ginger?
No. He had long, curly, black hair.
Sounds like he did.
And so he came into the sweet shop, and the only thing I could find was a sweet wrapper or something. So I said, "Can you sign this, please?" And he actually, yeah, he signed it. He signed it for me.
You still have it?
I still got it to this day.
Wait, you actually did?
Psych. I probably lost it the same day. But yeah, I was just like, wow. I was what, about 7 at the time, 8, and you know, Gary Stanley smiled at me, signed my, signature, gave me his autograph, and
What about your shirt?
greatest moment when I, as a kid. He had a very good shot on him as well. It wasn't as good as Ray Wilkins, but what I knew him for was when I used to watch highlights. Back then we didn't have live football, we used to watch highlights. And I remember he had a long shot on him, he used to score some fantastic long range goals. Right.
Okay. What was your first Chelsea match that you've been to?
Well, first Chelsea match. Back when I started supporting Chelsea, being a man of colour, Chelsea were a racist team back then. They're quite, not the supporters, there's a lot of people who were from the National Front, as they call it. And so there's no way my parents would have allowed me to go to Stamford Bridge. And a lot of black people didn't go to football back then. But because we lived quite close to Crystal Palace, I used to go up there and try and sneak through I didn't used to watch the games, I didn't have money then, I was only a kid, but there was a little gap in the gate. So what you can do, you can see some of the match, but you can only see one half of the pitch and the corner of it. But you can see a little bit of the game.
Can you see like the goal?
Yeah, you can see something. So, and then what they used to do as well, they used to open the gates 15 minutes before the match finished so that some supporters can leave. So when they used to open the gates for supporters to leave, I used to sneak in and watch the last 15 minutes. Great days. So it would have been probably a Crystal Palace.
After you.
Yeah, it would have been a Crystal Palace Chelsea game. But then Charlton Athletic started to rent Crystal Palace's ground as well. So I was able to see Chelsea 2 times a year when it was playing Crystal Palace or Chelsea. The first Chelsea match I went to at Stamford Bridge, I was a bit older then and a bit bigger, so I can look after myself a bit better. And it was Chelsea against Liverpool, and it ended in, I can't remember what year it was, late 80s I think it was, or mid to late 80s. And it ended in a 0-0 draw. So that's the first match I remember going to at Stamford Bridge. What about yours? I know what it was.
Chelsea Bournemouth, it was 2-1, I think.
Yeah, because I think
Morata scored.
Morata, that's right, he scored in the final minute in that game. That was a League Cup game.
I was kind of hoping that Morata didn't score so I can stay up later.
Yeah, you wanted it to go to extra time, I remember. Yeah. So that's your first match. What was it like, the experience at Stamford Bridge? Did you enjoy it? Was it like anything like you thought it would be, the experience, or did you expect something different, or was it?
It's like what I thought it would be. Like, there was like a chance.
Yeah. Okay. I got down there. What's that? Lucky escapes. The reason I put this question in, Zane, is because I want to just tell everyone a story of what happened. Because before I mentioned when I started supporting Chelsea, Chelsea were rubbish. They're probably like Newcastle. I think Newcastle now, before they're going to get the takeover. You know, Newcastle kind of get relegated, then promoted, relegated, promoted, and they kind of are mid to low table Premier League club now. So that's what Chelsea used to be like when I started supporting them. And I just got fed up because as a child you kind of get fed up of Chelsea losing every week. Especially one of my brothers, he's supporting Chelsea, then he went to school one day and someone said, why don't you support Liverpool? Because Chelsea are rubbish and they don't win things. So he came back one day, I support Liverpool now. Yeah, so there was a match, I think Chelsea played against Tottenham, and Tottenham were quite good then. They had people like Garth Crooks, a guy called Garth Crooks, Steve Archibald, and I think they just got the 2 Argentinians from
Messi.
Ardiles, and Argentina just won the World Cup, I think, 1978. They brought in Ardiles and they brought in a guy called Ricky Villa. But I think it was before those 2 came in actually, and there was a match, and I said, whoever wins this match, I'm going to support that team. So back then, we didn't used to have, we only used to have highlights on TV, but there was a game where I don't think we knew the results the day before, so we had to get the results from the newspaper. So I said to my brother, tell me the result of the game, and then whoever won, I'll support. And Tottenham won the game 2-1.
I knew it was 2-1. I knew it was 2-1.
But you know what?
Feel
I
it.
just couldn't bring myself round to supporting them. I said, no, I just can't do it. And that was the luckiest escape. Because imagine I'd be a Tottenham supporter now. Oh, ooh, heaven's bit. Right. Who's your favourite Chelsea manager? Oh,
Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho. Why is that then?
Because he won the league with us.
Yeah?
He's like so successful.
Okay. My favourite Chelsea manager is going to surprise a lot of you. Is a guy called John Neal, and the reason why I've chosen John Neal because Chelsea, Chelsea were one defeat away from going into the old what you now call League Two. I think it is. Back then it used to be called Division 3, but it's League 2 now. And if we didn't beat Bolton that day, we would have got relegated. But fortunately, Clive Walker scored the only goal in a 1-0 victory, and we were saved from humiliation.
That one.
But the season after that, John Neal built a team, and he built a team from scratch because he brought in the likes of this guy called Pat Nevin, great winger, Scottish winger.
Yeah, he was so good.
Kerry Dixon was playing for Luton in the division below, but he was like the Roy the Rovers of that division, scoring loads of goals. So that was a big coup we got in. We brought a guy called Nigel Spatman, steady Eddie guy in the midfield. He kept the midfield together. We brought in a centre back called Joe McLaughlin.
Oh, yeah, Joe McLaughlin, yeah.
The season before, we had brought in Joey Jones, a Welsh guy from Liverpool.
He's my favourite player.
Mickey Thomas came in as well on the wing. He's another Welsh guy. He used to play for Manchester United.
How many
Great
UK
character.
people are we going to have? How many UK people?
Yeah, back then, we didn't have a lot of foreign players playing for us. It was all British players. And we already had a guy called John Bumstead, who was the captain. And we had Colin Pates. Colin Pates, people may know him because he's now the sports teacher at Whitgift, where Callum Hudson-Odoi used to go to, and Victor Moses. Yeah, So he's and he used to be a centre back, so he was at Chelsea at the time. So, and Eddie Niedzweski was a goalkeeper, another one from Wales. So all these guys that we brought in weren't big name players. Oh, I forgot one, David Speedy. He's a Scottish guy we brought in.
He was very fast.
So he'd done all the donkey work, and Kerry Dixon scored the goal. So we brought in these guys who not a lot of people had heard of, but he moulded them into a fantastic team. The next season we blitzed the league. We won it by a margin. I think we beat Newcastle. We had a guy called Kevin Keegan in their team at the time. And then the next season we went in and we finished in the top 6, I think. And John Neal kept us constantly in that top 6. Then unfortunately he got an illness, and then we got John Ollins came and messed everything up after that. Another John.
John.
Yeah, but
Did he die?
But John Neal's dead now. He's in his 80s when he died though. But that's the first trophy I've ever seen Chelsea win. It wasn't a major trophy. It was a League 2 championship at the time. But it's the first time I saw us win a trophy, and we had some memorable moments with him as manager. That's why I put him as my favourite manager. He was a very quiet, unassuming northeastern guy, but he did a lot for the club back then. Okay, so who's your worst Chelsea manager? Have you got a worse one?
No, I want to say Conte, but he
won
won the
us the
league
league.
with us because of the second season. I'm sorry.
Sorry, okay.
He won us the Europa.
He won
Yeah,
the
no one
Europa
cares about the
League,
Europa.
but then, yeah, okay, I can see why. Out of all the managers that you've had, my one was a guy called John Ollins. Great, I respected him as a player.
Again.
Yeah, I respected him as a player. Great player for us. He came in, and he was he just undone all the good work that John Ollins had done. He kept us. I think we were top at Christmas or something. Then he just had a bad run where we just didn't win a single game. And I remember he brought in a coach, and the coach was coaching without the ball. He was doing the training sessions without football or something ridiculous like that. And yeah, so I just didn't like him as a manager at all. So for me, sorry John, good, loved you as a player, didn't like you as a manager. Right, have you got any Chelsea stories?
Yeah, okay. Once upon a time.
Alright, I'll tell you a Chelsea story. You'll probably get some as you grow older. when Chelsea, obviously, for years and years and years, we hadn't won anything. But then we actually got to the final of the FA Cup, 1997. I think we got there 3 years before against Manchester United, got beat 4-0. Terrible time.
Wait,
but then
that was just like the beginning of the season.
Hmm?
That was the beginning of the season.
In 1994, that was. But then in 1997, we got back there. And so myself and a friend of mine went there. We didn't have a ticket, but there was a guy. No, there was a guy holding out this placard saying, "Oh, I've come all the way from Scotland. If anyone's got a Chelsea ticket, can they give it to me?" And then he managed to get a ticket from someone. And he said, "Did it help?" He said, "Yeah." So take the placard. So me and this other guy, both black, were from some far out place in Scotland where I don't think they've probably even seen a black guy before. It was just like it wasn't like one of the major cities in Scotland. Holding out this placard anyway. So we're holding out this placard, and we only was holding out for about 2 minutes. And this guy, about a minute, I think, and this guy approached us and he says, "Are you genuine Chelsea supporters?" Yeah. So we both had our club membership tickets. So we showed him our club membership tickets. He actually sold us the tickets at cost price. So the tickets were £20. So rather than getting it from a scout, because scouts usually would charge you like £200 for a FA Cup final ticket. So he gave us the tickets for £20. No, £20 we got it for them. But it said restricted view, so we're expecting a big pillar or something to be in our way at the match. But we were at the side of the goal, about 6-7 rows up. So the view was perfect. And we saw Di Matteo score that goal in the first minute. So fantastic.
First minute.
Yeah, first minute.
The way you added the detail, we saw Di Matteo score.
So great moments, great Chelsea moment that was, and to see us win the FA Cup that day as well.
I have a Chelsea story. It was like not a few years ago. Wait, there's a Chelsea story where Chelsea were playing a game. Yeah, and then Bayern Munich beat them 3-0, and then the Champions League final, the Champions League got cancelled because of this thing called coronavirus.
It's not yet cancelled because they may be doing something a bit later.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, what's your best Chelsea moment? And don't say the Champions League because you're only 3 years old, so don't come with that. Jose's title, that's the first time you saw us win the title. Was it Jose? Will you remember? No?
2015.
Yeah. Well, mine are always the first. As I said, the FA Cup was the first because that's the first time we'd won something in 27 years, I believe. The first time we won the league under Jose Mourinho, but the best moment probably has to be when we won the Champions League because in my lifetime I never thought we'd do it, and I just sunk on my knees when we won that because that is the pinnacle. That's the highest accolade you can get in football is to win the Champions League. So to actually witness us do it after years of heartache. Oberon messed us up that time. The ghost goal, Liverpool, and the penalties. He was a referee who messed Overbo, or whatever his name is. Overbo. I can't remember his name. I don't want to know that. But after years of heartache, to finally see us lift the one with the big ears, as Ruud Gullit used to say, he's our manager. Big ears because it's got 2 big handles. Yeah, they call it the one with the big ears because it's got 2 big handles. But to see us actually lift that was the finest moment of my Chelsea career so far. I should have done this one before I'd done the finest moment, my worst Chelsea moment. What's your worst Chelsea? Have you got any worst Chelsea moments?
Yeah.
What's that?
When the worst Chelsea moment was when Manchester City won the League Cup when they weren't meant to because Hazard's goal was even offside.
Oh yeah, that one. That was terrible, wasn't it? Yeah, with VAR was in and we didn't even call on it. Yeah. For me, it was when Chelsea made history by being a team who finished 4th from bottom, but we still got relegated. Do you know how? Yeah. They introduced something called the playoffs, and that was where the team from the division below, it was then called the second division because the Premier League didn't exist. The team who finished 4th in the second division would play the team who finished 4th from bottom in the first division. So Chelsea finished 4th from bottom, Middlesbrough finished 4th from top. We played them over 2 legs and we got beat. so we got relegated.
No, right.
And that's the only time it happened. They stopped it after that.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
no,
they did it
no.
once. It didn't work. They stopped it, and it was hard. But we had good luck in the next season because the season after that we went straight back up. We got 99 points in the league that year.
No,
Under
why?
manager called Bobby Campbell. Just
One
missed
more
that
draw.
one more point.
One
from
more
100,
draw.
and it was all good in the end. Yeah.
Good, Julie.
So there you go, guys. That's a little bit into us, a bit of insight. I hope
Wait,
you
so we won
enjoyed
league?
it. Yeah, we won the league. We got the second division, what it's called. Hope you enjoyed it. So just to get to know us a little bit more and our Chelsea journey, comment below. Let us know why you started supporting Chelsea. Let us know what your greatest moment was, what your worst moment was, your best manager, your worst manager. We'll be happy to hear from you guys. And thank you for your support, ongoing support. Continue to support the channel, guys. If you haven't done so, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. And remember, guys, stay safe, wash your hands,
Stay home.
keep that blue flag,
Bye.
and we'll see you on the next video. Okay, bye-bye. Bye.
Share this video.